reserves, number 16, Tabitha Kowalski. Number 14, Rachel Halloran. Number 15, Morgan Yuskovich. Number 26, Allie Marty. Number 20, Morgan Kerrigan. And now for the starters, playing second base, number 7, Brianna Phelan. Pitching for Coal City, number 19, Kirsten Burden. Catching the contest, number 8, Krista Watson. Number 22, playing first base, Kristen Hart. Shortstop, number 9, Lauren McGlasson. Number 12, playing third base, Molly Mendieta. Center fielder, number 24, Rachel Burrows. Number 32, playing right field, Madison Giordano. Designated player, number 35, Hannah Parisi. And left fielder, number 5, Allie Buddy. For the home team, the Explorers of Marquette High School, who entered the game with a record of 29 wins and 5 losses, please meet head coach Dan Weedman, who has a career record of 326 wins and 180 losses over 16 years. Assistant coaches Mike Gudar, Derek Dempsey, and Stacy Stokewood. And the reserves, number 6, Claire Morrissey. Number 16, Megan Walensky. Number 20, Kelly Winkler. Number 25, Rebecca Griffin. Number 27, Courtney Lee. Pitching for the Explorers, number 8, Alexis Silkwood. Playing shortstop, number 23, Mia Stack. Number 13, catching, Trish Malatello. Second baseman, number 4, Kate Dunn. Number 10, playing left field, Bailey McAfee. Number 12, third baseman, Carrie Shipley. Playing first base, number 5, Katie Hill. Number 17, right fielder, Mackenzie Youngblood. And center fielder, number 3, Kaylin Miley. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you now to stand.
And welcome back to East Peoria at Eastside Center, Mizuno Field. And again, this is this afternoon and this evening, the Class 2A softball state tournament here on the IHSA TV. Jeff Leon along with you here at East Peoria. And again, a matchup of two teams here. And game number 1 has unbeaten Coal City at 38-0, taking on Alton Marquette, the Explorers at 29-5. And then game number 2 featuring Morrison at 19-12 and Johnston City at 34-3 on the season. If you missed part of our coverage on the IHSA TV earlier today in Class 1A softball action, Cobden, the two-time defending champion, defeated United, final score of 10-2, and it was a 22-2 5-inning win by Lebanon over Serena to move their record to 35-4, and Serena with a record of 20-13. So the third place game tomorrow morning at 9:30 right here on the IHSA TV, where United takes on Serena, then Cobden and Lebanon in the championship game. As we're moments away, once again, the start of this ball game here this evening, Coal City with leading off will be Brianna Phelan, the junior second baseman. She'll be facing Alexis Silkwood, a freshman right-hander on the mound right now for Alton Marquette with a record of 28-4 and an ERA of .10. That's right, .10 ERA. Great ERA. So again, Phelan leads off in the opening pitch on its way here from East Peoria. A line drive base hit. Forget about any no-hitter. As a line drive base hit on the first pitch of the game for Phelan in Coal City at 38-0 with head coach Brad Schmidt in his 8th year. Starts things off, and Phelan again came in hitting on the season at .444 with 14 ribbies, and that'll bring in Kirsten Vernon. Vernon, the pitcher, left-handed hitter, once again steps to the plate. Vernon, by the way, comes in hitting at .580 on the season. Get these numbers: 12 home runs and 69 RBI. First pitch swinging a miss. It goes a runner down to second base to throw, not in time. As Brianna Phelan steals second base, and she is in scoring position with Vernon once again up at the plate. Defensively for Alton Marquette, Bailey McAfee out in left field. Kaylin Biley in center. Mackenzie Youngblood in right. We'll take a look at the infield in just a second. Again, sunny skies as we speak right now in East Peoria. Now the next pitch on its way off speed. That's a strike, and the count goes to 0-2. The infield, Carrie Shipley over at third base. Mia Stack at shortstop. Kate Dunn at second. And Katie Hill at first. A battery of Silkwood, as we mentioned. And Trish Militello. So the count now 0-2 on Burton. Next pitch on its way. Just missed outside for a ball, and the count goes to 1-2. Kind of a muggy evening it will be here, and there are chances of showers and thunderstorms. Better condition than Joliet, I can say that right now, because they get a lot of rain there in the Class 1A state baseball tournament. 1-2 count on Verdon with Phelan down at second base. Again, your three umpires for this game number 3. Behind the plate, Chuck Gosnell out of Macomb, Thomas Holmes at first base from Victoria, and Ted Knapp at third base from Mount Vernon. Next pitch high and outside for a ball, and the count goes even at 2-2. And Vernon with Krista Watson, the senior catcher, on deck. And again, these 4 teams in Class 2A will be back here tomorrow afternoon and early evening. As a 2-2 pitch to Vernon on its way. Goddard swinging a miss. Went after a fastball on the outside corner and came up empty. First strikeout of the ball game from Silkwood. That'll bring up now Krista Watson, the senior catcher. Watson comes in hitting at .554, 9 home runs. Get this now, 78 RBI. First pitch on its way. There's a little nubble to the second baseman, fielded cleanly that time, and Dunn throws to first base to Hill, and that is 2 away, but the runner goes to third base on the play. That is Phelan. This Coal City team with 38 home runs on the season. They come in hitting as a team at .381. And again, an outstanding season at 38-0. They have yet to lose. And here comes Kristen Arndt, the senior first baseman for Coal City. Takes the first pitch inside for a ball, and the count 1-0. Arndt on the season hitting .405, 5 homers, and 53 RBI. They have 3 players that have 50 or more RBI on the season. So the count 1-0 on Arndt. Next pitch on its way by Silkwood. Swing and a miss as the count goes even at 1-1. Lauren McGlasson is on deck for the sophomore shortstop for Coal City. Runner at third, Phelan, 2 outs here. As you see, first baseman Kristen Arndt there in the batter's box, grabbing that aluminum bat. Now the 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Threw the fastball high that time around her shoulders and couldn't pull the trigger that time. And the count goes to once again 1-2. The left-handed freshman pitcher, Alexis Silkwood, on the mound with sunglasses on and a little eyeshadow underneath. With the 1-2 pitch by the left-hander, she goes very, very slow and then brings it on home, and that is swing and a miss. And she got the strikeout to finish out the inning. Coal City threatens but does not score. Leadoff singles wasted by Phelan. No runs on 1 hit. No errors and 1 left on base after a half inning of play. No score with Coal City and Alton Marquette. And again, you're watching IHSA TV from East Peoria. We move to the bottom half of the first inning. No score with Coal City and Alton Marquette. For the Explorers of Alton Marquette, leading off will be freshman pitcher Alexis Silkwood, followed by sophomore shortstop Mia Stack, and then Trish Militello, the senior catcher. They'll be facing Kirsten Vernon. Vernon, a senior that is. She's a senior left-hander, 38-0 on the season. As the first pitch by the lefty on its way, and a swing and a miss by Silkwood, and the count goes to 0-1. An ERA of .31. Silkwood comes into the ball game hitting at .574, 4 homers and 32 RBI. Now the 0-1 pitch on its way. Fastball on the outside corner, and the count goes 0-2. What kind of numbers we have with the left-hander Verdon? 38-0, 223 innings pitched, 458 strikeouts, 35 walks. Now they make that another strikeout. That'll be 459 now on the season. Has 3 pitches, and Silkwood is out 1 out in innings. So we have a pair of lefties on the mound tonight this afternoon. That is in the first semifinal game in Class 2A softball. Mia Stack, sophomore shortstop, steps in, takes the first pitch low for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0. Stack, by the way, hitting at 297. No home runs, 28 RBI. And again, Kirsten Burden, the left-hander on the mound for Coal City. Next pitch high for a ball, and the count goes to 2-0. The rest of the hitters now for Dan Weidman in his 16th year as head coach of Alton Marquette, that is. Take a look at the batting order right after this pitch. 2-0 count on Stack. Next pitch outside, and that goes to 3-0. Fourth hitter will be Kate Dunn, sophomore second baseman. Fifth will be Bailey McAfee, freshman left fielder. Batting sixth will be Carrie Shipley, a senior third baseman. Now the next pitch is going to be ball 4. So Stack is on 4 straight pitches, so a 1-out walk, and she goes on to first, and Trish Villatello, the senior catcher, will step in. Batting 7th, Katie Hill, senior first baseman. 8th will be Mackenzie Youngblood, a sophomore right fielder, and Kaylin Biley will bat 9th, a senior center fielder. Now a bunt attempt, and bunted back to the screen foul is Trish Villatello here with 1 out, and the count goes to 0-1. Villatello, by the way, on the season, hitting at 319, no home runs but 26 RBI. Alton and Marquette with 7 home runs compared to 38 by Coal City this year. 0-1 count on Villatello. Next pitch going to be swung on. Ground ball hit toward the second baseman. They only played at first base, and getting back in time is the first baseman, Artis Phelan, makes the defensive play at second base. 2 outs in the inning. The runner does go to second base and Stack. And that'll leave it up now to Kate Dunn, the sophomore second baseman, to try to keep this inning going. Dunn hitting at 382 on the season, no home runs and 28 RBI. So 2 outs. Both teams have threatened now, with Coal City's runner getting as far as third base in the top of the first inning. Now getting to second is Stack, as things are clouding up a little bit here in East Peoria. Now the first pitch on his way by Vernon, and that is fouled off out of play. Off the screen to the right, and the count goes to 0-1. Bailey McAfee, freshman left fielder, on deck. Game 2 here tonight. Morrison taking on Johnston City. The winners will play tomorrow night at 7 for the championship in 2A. Third place game will be at 4:30. Now the 0-1 pitch to Dunn on its way. That's off speed, and that's going to be a strike, and the count goes to 0-2. Vernon has shifted gears on her pitches so far here today with the fastball and off-speed pitch, and the count 0-2. Trying to get that strikeout to finish out this inning. 0-2 pitch. There it is. Swing and a miss. A hard fastball that time through right by Dunn, and that retires the size second strikeout in the ball game for Vernon. In the inning, no runs and no hits. A 1-out walk, no errors, and nobody left on base. 1 inning in the books here at East Peoria. With your score, Coal City nothing, Alton Marquette nothing. We're back as you're listening to the IHSA TV from Peoria. No scores. We go to the top half of the second inning. As you see, once again, the fans of Coal City out in right field, the student section. And you see some of the signs that they have brought with them here to East Peoria in this semifinal matchup with Coal City as they take on Alton Marquette. The lawn chair seats and the bleachers out there. And the first pitch is a ball to Lauren McGlasson. McGlasson, a sophomore shortstop. Steps into the batter's box. Alexis Silkwood working her second inning, the freshman left-hander. Next pitch on its way. That looks pretty good from here, and it is a call strike on the outside corner. Kind of even at 1-1 on McGlasson. McGlasson, by the way, on the season, comes in hitting at 313, no home runs, 28 RBI. And a left-hander back and rocks and fires a little pop-up. Going to be caught that time by the second baseman. Dunn, no problem at all that time. That's kind of a jam shot up to the right side of the infield. 1 out in the inning. That brings up Molly Anyetta, the sophomore third baseman, stepped into the batter's box. Anyetta, by the way, hitting 337. 6 home runs, 23 RBI for Coal City on the season. 1 out, nobody on. Next pitch by Silkwood, off speed, high fly, center field, drifting back, and a running catch that time right in front of the warning track by Biley. Nice play out there by the Alton Marquette center fielder, and 2 away. That almost got over her head as a deep fly into center field, but again, Biley was there and made the running catch. And she's got a big smile on her face out there in center field. Gives the old hand saying, I had it all the way. So 2 outs in the inning. That'll bring up Rachel Burrows, the junior center fielder. Nice running catch out there right before the warning track. Now the first pitch by Silkwood. Swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-1. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the second inning with Cole City and Alton Marquette. No score in our ball game here in the first of 2 semifinal games in Class 2A softball here in the state for girls. Next pitch on its way, a little high for a ball, and the count goes even at 1-1. The Clouds again have come in a little bit here from East Peoria, but again, we're hoping the rain stays away. 1-1 to count on Burrows with Madison Giordano on deck. 2 outs in the inning. Now next pitch on its way, swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2 now on Burrows, the junior center fielder for Cole City. 38-0 on the season. Outstanding season for Brad Schmidt in his 8th year as head coach of the Kohlers. Now Silkwood looks in again, likes what she sees. Now the 1-2 pitch on its way. Got her. Swing and a miss, and that retires the side for Cole City. They go down 1-2-3 in this one. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left, as they say. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. No score between Cole City and Alton Marquette as you listen to the semifinals of the Class 2A state tournament as you're watching it right here on the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Been a pitcher's duel so far between Cole City and Alton Marquette. The pair of left-handers on the mound, Silkwood and Vernon, and we go to the bottom of the second inning, and Alton Marquette will bring up Bailey McAfee along with Carrie Shipley and then Katie Hill. Facing the left-hander in Burden from Cole City. First pitch swung on, and a good cut that time by McAfee, and the count goes to 0-1. Bailey, only a freshman, stepping up to the batter's box. A right-handed hitter for the Explorers at a 29-5 record. Hitting at .265 on the season. A little pop-up to the third baseman. Almost collided with the shortstop in McClass, and that is Manietta making the catch that time, one away. That could have been a costly mistake, but again, Manietta makes the catch, and Carrie Shipley, the senior third baseman, steps to the batter's box. Shipley hitting at .225, 1 home run and 17 RBI. If you're wondering, as the first pitch is a little low, the losses for Alton Marquette this year coming against Nashville, Highland, that took 10 innings, Pace and Seymour, then Carrollton, then they lost to Quincy Notre Dame, their last game back on May 5th. Next pitch on its way, swing and a miss, and a count even at 1-1. Here on Carrie Shipley. Cole City, as we mentioned, coming in unbeaten on the year at 38-0. They took third place, by the way, a year ago. As back in the windup. Now timeout is called by the batter. And now stepping out the mound is Vernon. So Carrie Shipley thought that she was being maybe rushed up there at home plate. Now the 1-1 pitch on its way. She went around that time. That's going to be a strike. Now they're going to appeal it. It should be a strike. It is. All right. So it is 1-2 as they check down there at the first base umpire to Thomas Holmes from Victoria, and he was correct on the call. And the count goes 1-2 on Shipley. Now Vernon back into the windup, and the pitch on its way. A little low for a ball, and the count goes even at 2-2. Again, this is the second state tournament appearances for both of these two teams. We mentioned Cole City took third place last year with that record of 33-3. Now Vernon back into the windup, the 2-2 pitch, got it. Swinging a minute, brought the heat that time. That's the second out in the inning, and the third strikeout of the ball game now for Vernon. Alton Marquette was here when it was a Class A tournament, 1991. They were 31-1, and they lost in the quarterfinals that year. Now next pitch, Vernon, as Katie Hill steps in, senior first baseman, swing and a miss, and the count goes 0-1. Hill on the season hitting at 181 with 12 RBI to her credit. 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. No score between Cole City and Alton Marquette. Ground ball, one hopper right back to Vernon, the pitcher, flips over to first base, and a quick inning that time for Alton Marquette's offense here in East Peoria. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Pitchers duel right now. We played 2 innings of play, no score between Cole City and Alton Marquette. You're listening once again to the IHSA TV from East Peoria. As you see the Cole City fans once again hoping the Lady Kohlers get something going on offense. Some of the parents watching this ball game and again hoping that their Lady Kohlers get things going to top of the third. No score. It'll be the tail end of the order. Madison Giordano along with Hannah Parisi, and then the top of the order and Brianna Phelan. So 8-9-1 against the freshman Alexis Silkwood for Alton Marquette. And the first pitch is going to be a call strike on the inside corner. The count goes to 0-1. Now back in the windup, Silkwood. Next pitch is fouled off to the right side out of play, and the count goes to 0-2. Silkwood has been definitely changing her motion quite a bit here. today. As again, she sometimes speeds it up, sometimes goes in slow motion. And right now she's got the hitters guessing for Coal City to count 0-2. Parisi on deck, 8-9-1 in the batting order for Coal City here in the top of the third. Next pitch by Silkwood, that's fouled back out of play, and the count remains at 0-2. Again, Coal City at 38-0, Alton Marquette 29-5. Game 2 of the session here in East Peoria will feature Morrison, kind of the Cinderella team, I guess you could say. They started the tournament at 14-12, now a record of 19-12. They've won, of course, all 5 postseason games. Now the 0-2 pitch on its way. Going to be low for a ball, and the count goes to 1-2. Taking out a very good Johnston City team. They got 46 home runs this year. That is a lot for a girls softball team. I don't care how many games you play. Count 1-2 on Giordano for Coal City. Next pitch by Silkwood on its way. That's a line drive. That's going to fall in. Oh, makes a shoestring catch on her knees that time. Coming up with Youngblood on a play. Heck of a play that time by Mackenzie Youngblood. Came in on her knees and made the catch on a line drive. 1 out in the inning. I tell you, she doesn't make that catch, it goes to the fence, and that could be at least a double, possibly a triple for Giordano. So a great catch out there by Mackenzie Youngblood. 1 away, and that brings up Hannah Parisi, the junior designated player, batting for Allie Bundy, who's playing left field. And the first pitch, once again, is outside for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0. Parisi hitting at .204 on the season, a couple home runs, 12 RBI, number 9 in the batting order for Brad Schmidt here this evening. Or this afternoon still, I guess you can say. And the next pitch is a swing and a miss, and a count even at 1-1. 1-1 to count. No score here between Coal City and Alton Marquette. As you see it up in the left-hand corner of our screen, the count 1-1 on Parisi. Now Silkwood in the windup in the pitch and a little low for a ball. Count goes to 2-1. Phelan in the top of the order on deck for Coal City. Again, no score here between the Lady Kohlers and Alton Marquette. Silkwood now looks in, gets her sign from Militello. Next pitch, a line drive over the head of the shortstop, stack that time for a base hit. So Parisi with a 1-out single for Coal City, and that brings up the top of the order, and Brianna Phelan, who led off the ball game with a base hit. If you're wondering where these schools are located at, Coal City is located again just north of Joliet. And when you talk about Alton Marquette, they are located north of East St. Louis. And now we get a runner coming in. We'll get the courtesy runner coming in for Coal City in the contest now. Will be Allie Bundy. So Allie Bundy once again, number 5 is in the game. So Allie Bundy, the flex player, is also the courtesy runner here. First time we've seen her in the ball game, other than playing left field, obviously. So she's in the game for Parisi, who will once again go back in the outfield when, she'll be remain as the designated player, I should say, back in the batting order. So Allie Bundy, again, is your courtesy runner. Again, the top of the order now, Brianna Phelan steps in. The left-hander, 1-for-1, going to bunt and bunts it down the third base line and fouls. It almost was caught that time by Militello, the catcher. Trish diving on her knees after that one and just couldn't come up with it. The count goes 0-1 on Phelan. 1 out in the inning. Bundy over at first base. Buddy, I should say, excuse me. Allie Buddy over at first base. Now Silkwood back into the windup. Now the next pitch is going to be a bunt attempt. And it goes outside for a ball, and the count goes even at 1-1. Kirsten Vernon, the pitcher, is on deck. Phelan on the season. Comes in hitting at .444. She's got 14 RBI to her credit. Chokes up on that aluminum bat. Now scores around and bunts and takes it high for a ball. And the count goes to 2-1. Coal City trying to get something going here in the top of the third inning, as we have no score between the Lady Kohlers and Alton Marquette in our 7-inning girls softball game here today from East Peoria, semifinals in Class 2A. Now the next pitch on its way outside for a ball, and the count goes to 3-1. And Phelan is almost stepping out of the batter's box when she has that right leg squared around the bunt. She's almost out of the box when she does it. Her foot is right on the line. 3-1 to count on Phelan. Silkwood now back into the windup, and the pitch on its way. Going to be bunted, and diving catch that time by the first baseman. Throw to first. It's off the helmet that time of Phelan, and quickly backing up the play was the right fielder Youngblood. So Phelan once again had the ball go off her helmet that time, Now the officials call timeout. That was a great catch that time by Hill, the first baseman. Now what are they going to call here? They may call interference. If they call interference on the runner, now they're going to tag both runners out, thinking it may be a double play. Let's see here. The umpire talking with head coach Brad Schmidt. Now the umpires are going to be converging right now at the circle area where the pitcher is located at. Now they're talking things over. It was caught that time by Hill, so that's the second out of the inning. Now the question is, are they going to call interference? Nope, they're going to say, now who's out and who's safe and who's out here? They got both runners. The batter is at first base in Phelan, and also Allie Buddy is over at first base. Now who's going to stay there? Someone's going to stay there. I thought the first baseman and Katie Hill made the catch, made a diving attempt. Now wait a minute, now they got first and second. Now somebody's going to be out here. Both runners won't be able to stay on their bases because I thought that ball was caught by Katie Hill. Now let's see what's going to happen here. The umpires are talking things over again. One of them's got to be out because Hill made the catch and they threw it to first base. So there's 2 outs in the inning, I believe. Now they're going to call, okay, now the runner's going to be out, or the batter's going to be out. That's going to be Phelan. That's the right call. Phelan is out because that bunt was called. That's the second out. And going back to first is Parisi because the ball hit the helmet of Buddy running down to first base, but then it was backed up by the right fielder Youngblood. So the runner who was at first base and Buddy remains at first. That's the right call. Now there's 2 outs in the inning. That brings up Kirsten Vernon, the pitcher, who struck out her first time up. Vernon hitting at .580 with 12 home runs and 69 RBI to her credit. So 2 outs in the inning. Runner at first base is Buddy. Silkwood, the left-hander, back in a windup. Now timeout is called. Boy, that was almost right in the middle of her windup. So they'll have to do that over again. You see the left-handed hitter, number 19, Kirsten Vernon, a senior pitcher, in the batter's box. Now the first pitch on its way, and it's fouled off to the screen out of play, and the count goes to 0-1. At first base is Allie Bundy. We're 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Coal City 38-0 on the season. No score here between they and Alton Marquette. Now Silkwood back in a windup, the 0-1 pitch. Boy, almost slipped it in that time in the inside corner to count even at 1-1. She's sneaky fast at times when she brings that fastball inside and low. But watching it go by was Verdon on deck will be Krista Watson. 3-4 hitters make that 2-3 hitters in the lineup for Coal City right now. Now next pitch on its way, half swing down the left field line, may drop foul. It does, out of the reach of the third baseman Carrie Shipley, and the count goes to 1-2 now on Verdon. So going back to first base will be Barisi. 2 outs in the inning. We're in the top half of the third and no score here in the semifinals of Class 2A girls softball here in Illinois with Coal City and Alton Marquette. Second game features Morrison and Johnston City. Now the 1-2 pitch on its way. Ground ball hit to the shortstop. Quickly fielded that time by Stack. Throw to first base in the dirt. Picked up. Got her. Nice scoop that time by Katie Hill. And that retires the side. Good play by Stack and another good play by Hill, the first baseman. And they get out of the inning and Coal City still scoreless. In the inning, no runs on 1 hit. There are no errors and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom half of the third inning. Still no score between Coal City and Alton Marquette as you're listening to the girls Class 2A state softball tournament as you're watching it right here on the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Well, appears a few raindrops right now as that local fan, of course, from Alton Marquette with the umbrella. So they said a few raindrops are being felt. Also, a few being umbrellas going up on the Coal City side of things. Must be kind of a light shower right now. We've seen at the radar that there is main storms in the area. Mackenzie Youngblood, the sophomore right fielder, takes the first pitch to strike, and the count goes 0-1. It'll be 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up for Alton Marquette here in the bottom of the third inning. Kaylin Biley, then Alexis Silkwood. Next pitch by the left-hander in Verdon, and a bunt attempt missed that time by Youngblood, and the count goes to 0-2. Youngblood hitting at .258 on the season. 6 RBI for Mackenzie so far this season and playing in 31 games. 0-2 count on the sophomore right fielder. Now back in a windup, the 0-2 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. 1 away in the inning. 4th strikeout of the ball game for Verdon. And that'll bring up now the number 9 hitter, senior center fielder, Kaylin Biley. An outstanding catch by Biley last inning as she went over her shoulder and made a running catch out there to save extra bases. First pitch on its way, swing and a miss. And the count goes to 0-1. Biley about hitting at .433, 2 home runs, 14 RBI for Kaylin so far. Now she calls timeout, thinking that Verdon working a little bit too quicker than she wanted. Now apparently any light drizzle we've had, some of the umbrellas have been pretty much put back down, so that's a good sign. Next pitch, swing and a miss, and the count goes 0-2. But we've got our good folks with the radar next to us saying there's some in the area. Count 0-2, 1 out, nobody on here. Bottom of the 3rd inning for Alton Marquette. No score here between they and Coal City. And the next pitch by Verdon, the left-hander on its way. Got her, swing and a miss. Good morning, good evening, and good night. 2 outs, 5 strikeouts now in the ball game for Verdon. And that'll bring up now Alexis Silkwood, the freshman, who once again struck out her first time up. She's 0 for 1. Silkwood on the season hitting at .574 with 4 home runs and 32 RBI for the freshman. Now the first pitch to the left-hander on its way. That's swung on and a good cut that time up there, and the count goes 0-1. Well, I love that view behind home plate. The fans get a really good perspective watching it here on the IHSA TV. What it really looks like, that fastball coming in right in your own screen from Verdon. Now the 0-1 pitch to Silkwood on its way, a little low for a ball. Try hitting that at home. 1-1 to count on Silkwood. 2 outs, nobody on. Mia Stack on deck. Top of the order here for Alton Marquette. Now the 1-1 pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. And the count goes to 1-2. It takes a little bit off that pitch that time for the left-handed freshman. Now she says, I got to get my timing down on that pitch. Looks like if she puts it in play, she can run. She's the leadoff hitter for Alton Marquette. 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. No score between Coal City and Alton Marquette. Now Verdon banking on a windup. The 1-2 pitch on its way. Got her. Swing and a miss that time. That is 6 strikeouts in the ball game now for senior left-hander Kirsten Verdon. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left as she strikes out to side here in the 3rd. We go to the 4th inning, still looking for that first run. No score between Coal City and Alton Marquette as you're listening to the girls Class 2A state softball tournament as you're watching it right here on the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Again, the head coach of Coal City in that box trying to get some runs, Brad Schmidt. And right now they have a pretty good chance, 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up. Brad Schmidt once again an outstanding record, 171-84 in his 8th year. 3rd place finish a year ago. A record of 33-3, 2nd year in a row. You see the rain a little bit behind us, also drizzling here at East Peoria at the Mizuno Field, East Side Center. Next pitch on its way is a ball inside. The first one to Krista Watson, a senior catcher. Grounded out her first time up. 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Lady Kohlers here. No score. We go to the 4th inning of our 7-inning high school game. Silkwood and Verdon have been tough both ways from the left-hand side on the mound. Next pitch fouled off right side out of play. Count even at 1-1. Again, a light drizzle at times. Now it's kind of let up a little bit here. So we may get a little bit of this off and on. If it doesn't thunder or downpour, we'll get these 2 games in here in the semifinals in Class 2A. Morrison and Johnston City will follow about 35-40 minutes after this game. Next pitch on its way. There's a little liner. Katie Hills puts up her left paw that time and makes the catch. Nice catch that time by the first baseman. 1 out in the inning. That'll bring up Kirsten Arndt, the senior first baseman, who struck out her first time up, hitting .405 with 5 home runs and 53 RBI. So pitches duel as expected here in this one between Alton Marquette and Coal City. No score. Arndt first pitch to her on its way, a little low, and gets back to the screen that time out of the reach of Trish Pilatello, the catcher for Alton Marquette.
Yeah, you won't catch one.
Count goes to 1-0. On deck will be Lauren McGlasson. Again, earlier today, we'll get to that semifinals in Class 1A. The count 1-0 on Arndt. Next pitch on its way, and that's a swing and a foul tip. Got a piece of that plate umpire that time off his mask, and that is Chuck Gosnell from Macomb. Well, I'm sure he's awake now. If he hasn't been by now, the count 1-1. He's doing a fine job behind home plate. These guys always like to work the state finals, whatever sport you're in the IHSA. These guys have done a great job so far today and also earlier this evening now. Next pitch high and inside, little chin music getting out of the way of it to count 2-1 on Arndt. Arn, a right-handed hitter. Now calls time as she gets adjusted in the batter's box to count 2-1. No score here in the top of the fourth between Alton, Marquette, and Coal City. Next pitch on its way, and that's missed low for a ball. Nope, going to be a call strike. Let's correct that, and the count goes to 2-2. And earlier today, semifinals in Class 1A, Cobden looking for their third straight championship. They beat United 10-2, and it was Lebanon in 5 innings, 22-2 over Serena. New state record, one of the number they set in that game. Now Silkwood's next pitch on its way, and that's a little pop-up right in front of home plate. Diving for it off the glove of Silkwood, and safe at first base will be Arndt that time. They may have been smart just let that ball go foul because it looked like it had backspin on it. Probably would have come back toward home plate, but Silkwood may try to make a diving catch that time. I would assume that would be a base hit. It is a base hit. And at first base is Arndt with 1 out, and that'll bring up Lauren McGlasson that time. McGlasson hitting .313 on the season, 28 RBI to her credit. So once again, Arndt is at first base with 1 out here. That is the third hit of the ball game now for Coal City. Alton Marquette still looking for their first base hit. So once again, Silkwood on the mound. And a first pitch on its way, and there's going to be a strike on the inside corner. Silkwood, you don't see too many pitchers with a lot of dirt on the front of their uniform. You look at her right now, she's covered with dirt on her jersey and also in front of her pants. The count of 1-1 on McGlasson. Now the next pitch for the left-hander on its way, and that's a little outside for a ball, and the count goes even at 1-1. There is that freshman. Look at her over there. She's going to have to wash that jersey and pants when this game gets over with. She tried to make a diving catch that time on that little pop-up in front of home plate and got a face of once again down, and once again we got a timeout called by the umpire. We got a courtesy runner also coming into the ball game now for Coal City. Checking in the contest for Coal City will be Tabitha Tobolskis. Tobolski once again checks into the ball game. So once again, they get a little quicker runner apparently in the ball game. As now the 1-1 pitch to McGlasson on its way, takes it high. Was going to bunt it that time, takes it high for a ball. So Tabitha Tobolski in the ball game. Al Silkwood back on the mound. Coal City trying to get a run here in the top of the fourth with 1 out. Now McGlasson squares around and bunts it in the air. It's going to be caught by Hill. They're going to have an easy double play to throw to first base in time. His covering up is done. As again, Tobolski was around second base before she realized that the ball was bunted and caught in midair that time. So an easy double play to finish out the inning. McGlasson pops up and then doubled up to first base as the courtesy runner that time in Tabitha Tobolski, and that finishes the inning here in the top of the fourth. No runs on 1 hit. There are no errors and nobody left on base. We go to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Still scoreless between Coal City and Alton Marquette as you're listening and watching again the Class 2A state softball tournament here on the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Bottom of the fourth inning, Alton Marquette still looking for their first hit. They've been very, very tough trying to get anything against Kirsten Verdon, the senior left-hander, 38-0, an ERA of .31 for Coal City. I can see why they're 38-0 this year. She's won every game. So coming to the batter's box will be Mia Stack, sophomore shortstop, number 2 in the batting order for Alton Marquette, followed by Trish Militello, and then Kate Dunn. 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up for the Explorers at 29-5 on the season. They're giving the unbeaten team, Coal City, all they can handle here in the bottom of the fourth inning of our semifinal game. Game 1 here from East Peoria in the 2A. First pitch is nubbed foul as it was a jam that time off her fist, and the count goes 0-1 on Mia Stack. Again, it'll be Cobden and Lebanon in a championship game tomorrow in Class 1A. That game starts at about noon. You can watch it right here on the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Lebanon beat them earlier this year 4-1, but Cobden again is the 2-time defending champ. Again, that may have stung the hands of Mia Stack that time as she adjusts that batting glove on her right hand. Usually when the temperature is as warm as it is and at the same time the humidity, you're not going to get that stinging of the bees, as they say, in your hands. You get that early in the season when it's cold, but that may have shook her up a little bit on that inside pitch. Now the 0-1 pitch swung on and nubbed right off the end of the bat that time. Goes to the first base dugout area, and the count goes to 0-2. And Kirsten Verdon, the senior left-hander, has been very, very tough for Coal City. 38-0 on the year, an ERA of .31, and she's been in control of this one all the way through. The 0-2 pitch on its way, swung and a miss. 1 out in the inning. 7 strikeouts now already in the ball game for Vernon. 1 out. That'll bring up now Trish Militello, the senior catcher. Grounded out her first time up. You look at Coal City last year, we mentioned they finished in 3rd place. They lost to Edwardsville, Metro East Lutheran, 1-0. Oh, correction, that's Alton Marquette last year in the semifinals of the region. That's Alton Marquette, who finished at 14-17 a year ago. They lost to Stanford Olympia 2-0 in the semis last year, then beat West Carroll 1-0 behind the pitching of, again, Verdon. But again, it was a 2-0 game they lost to, similar to what we're having right now, no score. First pitch on its way low for a ball, and the count 1-0 now on Militello. The senior catcher grounded out again her first time up to the second baseman, Phelan. Now Vernon back into the windup in the pitch, fouled off back to the screen, and the count goes even at 1-1. Pretty good crowd here for both of these two teams, Alton Marquette and Coal City, filling up a lot of their bleacher seats behind their dugout here at the Eastside Center, Mizuno Field. Now the 1-1 pitch high for a ball, and the count goes to 2-1 as it goes back to the screen off the glove of Krista Watson, the catcher for Coal City. Lady Kohlers in their yellow uniforms with green numerals and once again the green pants, the blue jerseys and black pants for Alton Marquette. Now the 2-1 pitch to Militello on its way, and that's fouled back to the screen. Militello now with the count at 2-2. As once again Vernon gets that softball from the umpire, getting set with a count 2-2, looking for her 8th strikeout. Looks in, gets the sign. The 2-2 pitch just missed outside for a ball, and the count goes full now at 3-2. 1 out in the inning, nobody on for Alton Marquette, still looking for their first hit of the ball game. No score with Coal City and Alton Marquette in the bottom of the 4th inning. Next pitch on its way, that's a little pop-up. First baseman in foul territory makes the catch, Christian Art, and that is 2 outs in the inning. So that'll leave it up now to Katie Dunn, the sophomore second baseman, to try to get something going here, hitting at .382 on the year. No home runs and 28 RBI. And Kate Dunn struck out her first time up. She's 0 for 1. Batting from the right side as you see her in the batter's box. First pitch by Vernon on its way, and that's going to be a strike on the inside corner. The count goes to 0-1 as the Sun trying to peek its way out a little bit here at the Eastside Center facility. Count 0-1 on Dunn with Bailey McAfee on deck. Next pitch, and that's going to be just a bit outside for a ball, and the count goes even at 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the 4th. No score here between Coal City and Alton Marquette. Now the next pitch by Vernon is on its way. That's fouled off the screen, out of play, and the count now at 1-2 on Kate Dunn. And we appreciate all the people from East Peoria High School and around the area here at East Peoria helping us out here today. Helping run this tournament for Class 1A and 2A girls. Now the next pitch on its way. Chopper, third base side, and that'll go foul. Picked up by Manietta, the third baseman, wearing a mask for protection there at third base. Count of 1-2 on Dunn. 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of the 4th inning with Alton Marquette and Coal City with no score as of yet. As things are shaping up here, it looks like a 1-0, 2-1 ball game. Now the 1-2 pitch on its way, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. As once again she strikes out 2 more batters in this inning, giving her 8 in the ball game for Kirsten Verdon. In the inning for Alton Marquette, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We've gone 4 innings of play and still no score here in our semifinal game between Coal City and Alton Marquette. As you're listening to and watching the IHSA TV here from East Peoria. Top half of the 5th inning, still waiting for our first run in game number 1 of the semifinals of the girls Class 2A state softball tournament. Again, you're watching it right here on the IHSA TV. Leading things off will be Molly Manietta, sophomore third baseman. First pitch on its way and takes it inside on the corner for a strike, and the count goes to 0-1. Manetta, by the way, flew out to center field her first time up, so she was 0 for 1 here in this afternoon's ball game. Getting into the evening hour here, almost 5:15. Next pitch on its way, a little high, and the count goes even at 1-1. No score in the top of the 5th of our 7-inning girls softball game here in East Peoria. Game 2 will feature Morrison against Johnston City. 1-1 to count on Manetta. Next pitch by Silkwood on its way, and the freshman puts it high for a ball, and the count goes to 2-1. Burrows and Giordano will follow for Coal City. 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up for head coach Brad Schmidt. Down there in the third base coach's box for the Kohlers, or Lady Kohlers that is. Next pitch on its way, swing and a miss on an inside pitch. He was really jammed that time. And the count even now at 2-2. Silkwood now back on the mound with those sunglasses on. Now the 2-2 pitch by the left-hander on. Ooh, that hit her in the shoulder area that time, so a hit batter. Manetta once again goes down to first base, so a leadoff batter is on now for Coal City as Manetta got hit in the shoulder that time. And that'll bring up now Rachel Burrows, the junior center fielder who struck out her first time up. Burrows hitting .255 with 37 RBI, though, for the season. Playing in for the bunt Shipley at third base for Alton Marquette. Now the first pitch is going to be bunted down the third base line. It's going to be a fair ball and off the glove of Burrows, and everybody's safe. It's going to be first and second and nobody out for Coal City. That's the break maybe the Lady Kohlers are looking for. We're going to have to wait and see if that's going to be a base hit or an error that time. It was a diving bunt attempt on a catch in the air, and they're talking about it right now. And checking to see the official score. Is it going to be a base hit or is it going to be a error? We're still waiting right now. Base hit. We're taking a base hit. That's what it's going to be, a base hit that time. And runners at first and second, nobody out, and Giordano steps into the batter's box. Best opportunity by either team to score here. And again for Coal City, that'll be their 4th single of the ball game. So first and second, nobody out for the Lady Kohlers here in the 5th with no score. Third baseman Shipley in, attempting to bunt. Expected with Hill also. Now the first pitch high and inside for a ball. As backing away of it that time was Giordano, the freshman right fielder, and the count goes to 1-0. They had a play on set where the third baseman went back to cover the bag. And Katie Hill, the first baseman, came in to cover the first base line, and it was the responsibility of Silkwood, the pitcher, to cover the third base line. Giordano now going to bunt again and bunts it down the third base line. It's going to be a good bunt, fielded that time, and everybody's going to be safe. And Silkwood couldn't get there in time, and everybody's going to be safe. A base hit in Coal City now with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. So going to third is Manetta. Burrows stops at second. First base will be Giordano. Here comes the head coach, and Dan Weidman, in his 16th year as head coach of Alton Marquette, on the field right now, talking around the circle where the pitcher throws. The bases are loaded, nobody out. Number 9 hitter Hannah Barisi, the designated player who singled her first time up, will be your hitter here for Coal City. So a great opportunity right now for the Lady Kohlers to get on the scoreboard. They've got 5 hits, none so far for Alton Marquette. It's been a no-hitter thrown so far by Kirsten Verdon for the Coal City Lady Kohlers. So it'll be Hannah Barisi, your hitter, coming up at a .204 on the season, 12 RBI, but again, she did get a single last time out. Now the question is, do you try to bunt this runner in with the number 9 hitter up at the plate with the third baseman Shipley and the first baseman Hill for Alton Marquette playing in, expecting a bunt. As also in trying to play at the plate will be Stack, the shortstop, and Dunn at second. So everybody's in right now expecting some kind of bunt attempt by the number 9 hitter in Barisi. So if she puts the ball in play anywhere, has a good opportunity to get it through the infield for a base hit. So the bases loaded, nobody out for Coal City. Barisi into the batter's box. Silkwood, the freshman, into the windup. Now the first pitch on its way, and she's going to take it a strike on the outside corner. The count goes 0-1. Good pitch that time by the left-hander Alexis Silkwood. Silkwood only a freshman, but again showing very good poise out there here in the 5th inning. Now the 0-1 pitch on its way. Goes low for a ball. And the count goes even at 1-1. Bases loaded for the Lady Kohlers of Coal City. Nobody out here in the 5th. No score as of yet between these two teams in the semifinals in Class 2A girls softball in Illinois at East Peoria. Now Silkwood looks in again. Now the 1-1 pitch on its way. High for a ball. And the count goes to 2-1. Well, she's got nowhere to put her. The count 2-1 with the bases loaded, 1 away. And the top of the order, Brianna Phelan on deck, and then Kirsten Verdon, the pitcher, will follow. So Coal City's got them right where they want right now with the hitters. Now the 2-1 pitch. That's going to be a strike, kind of a half swing that time, as that fastball snuck by her on the outside corner, and the count even at 2-2. Gracie getting a pretty good cut in the outside of the batter's box. Now it's got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Now steps out of the batter's box again to take a few swings at it. Now back in the batter's box, Silkwood now. Back into the windup, the 2-2 pitch on its way. Got her, swing and a miss, 1 away. That was also kind of a half swing that time. 1 out in the inning. And once again, that is only the second strikeout of the ball game for Silkwood. So only the second strikeout, but it came up big time. That's 1 away. That brings up Brianna Phelan, a leadoff hitter. She knows how to bunt. Bases loaded, 1 out now for Coal City. Phelan is singled and popped up to the first baseman on a bunt attempt. She is 1 for 2. First pitch on its way, and she takes a strike, I believe. That it is on the outside corner. The count goes to 0-1 with Kirsten Verdon, the pitcher, on deck. Infield still in for a play at the plate. Now Phelan, the left-hander. Back in the windup is Silkwood. Next pitch on its way, kind of a swinging bunt, and swing at that time on the run, I should say. The count 0-2. Phelan was moving and running and swinging at the same time, kind of similar to what Scott Pasednik used to do for the White Sox last year, now with Kansas City. They're running and swinging at the same time. Count 0-2 now on Phelan. 1 out, bases loaded. Next pitch now by Silkwood. The left-handed freshman now kind of hesitates, and here it comes home, and that's going to be a chopper back to the pitcher. Silkwood throws it to home, 1 away, and that's all they get. Second out in the inning. So Silkwood comes up big, fields her own position, and Yetta is out at home plate, 2 outs in the inning. Going to third is Burrows. Stopping at second is Giordano. First base is Phelan on a fielder's choice, and they may get out of this inning with, again, the number 2 hitter, Kirsten Verdon, senior, and doing the pitching here, steps to the batter's box. But she's got some big-time numbers coming into this one, hitting at .580, 12 home runs, tops on the club, and 69 RBI. So this is what the Lady Kohlers would love to have up here in this situation with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Silkwood's first pitch on its way, high and inside, almost hit her that time. And the count goes to 1-0 on Verdon with Krista Watson is on deck. 2 outs in the inning. Bases are still loaded. It was bases loaded, nobody out, but a strikeout in the fielder's choice, and now there's 2 outs and still nobody in. Now the 1-0 pitch on its way, and that's fouled off right at home plate. That got a pace of the plate umpire and knocking down his mask and hat that time. That got Chuck Gosnell, the plate umpire from Macomb, pretty good. Hit him in the shoulder, I believe, and here comes the third base umpire coming in, Ted Knapp from Mount Vernon, to see if he's okay or not. That foul tip got him once again, I believe, probably in the left shoulder area. So they're going to take a little time to see if he can get his breath here. On the mound again, the freshman, and Alexis Silkwood takes her glasses off and sunglasses off, wipes herself off with the jersey. It's a little muggy and warm here tonight in East Peoria for the semifinal game, so we're ready to go. As again, Chuck Gosnell says, let's get it going here. Count 1-1. Silkwood now back into the windup. Next pitch to Verdon on its way, and that is going to be a call strike on the outside corner. And now she's got her where she wants to at a count 1-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Coal City. Here in the top of the 5th inning, Silkwood 1 strike away from getting out of this inning without anybody scoring. The freshman back into the windup. The 1-2 pitch. Here comes the kind of a slow motion pitch on its way. Off speed, high and outside. She almost went after it. Count even at 2-2 now on Verdon. At third is Burrows. Giordano at second. And Phelan, good speed at first. Count even at 2-2 on Verdon. No score here in the 5th, but Coal City is threatening. Now timeout called by Verdon, saying you took too much time out there with Silkwood. The pitchers going against each other right now. As Silkwood, of course, on the mound for Alton, Marquette, and Verdon doing the pitching for Coal City here tonight. Now the 2-2 pitch on its way, and just missed outside, and the count is full of 3-2. Alton Marquette fans thought they had the strikeout. They're shaking their heads. Coal City fans are saying, yeah, that was outside. So now things are getting interested here. Everybody's going to be moving. The bases are loaded. Silkwood putting a little dirt on their glove. I don't know if that's going to affect the pitch or not. Now she's adjusting the mound a little bit out there, doing a little gardening where her foot is planted out there on the next pitch. Now grabs a piece of dirt a little bit at the same time, and now grabs a little bit more dirt. Maybe her hands are sweating out there. Now the payoff pitch is on its way. Got her in a swing and a miss. That would have been ball 4. She swung at a high pitch, but again, Silkwood comes up with a strikeout to end the inning. That is the 3rd strikeout for the freshman left-hander. She got away with it. That would have been ball 4. In the inning, no runs on 2 hits, no errors and 3 left. Coal City has the bases loaded and do not score. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, still scoreless. Coal City and Alton Marquette. You're watching IHSA TV from East Peoria. Bottom of the 5th inning, and again, Coal City, a great opportunity to score in the top half of this inning. Bases loaded, nobody out, but the freshman Alexis Silkwood got out of the inning in a strikeout, ground out and strikeout, and that was it. Again, clouding up here and some storms around the area. Let's hope it maybe misses a little bit here out of East Peoria. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Alton Marquette. Bailey McAfee, the freshman left fielder, followed by Carrie Shipley as she fouls it off to the right side out of play. And the count 0-1 on McAfee. And then Katie Hill. Well, the inning like that could really spark a club like Alton Marquette thinking that, hey, maybe Coal City's going to take the lead. They don't score, and let's see what happens in the bottom of the 5th. Vernon still yet to get off a base hit for Coal City, and the pitch is outside for a ball, and the count 1-1. She's got 8 strikeouts already in the ballgame in the first 4 innings of work. 8 out of the 12 outs have been gone down on a strikeout victim. Now the 1-1 pitch. And had a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2 now on McAfee. McAfee, the freshman left fielder, 0 for 1. Popped up to the third baseman her first time up. No score here in the bottom of the 5th. Now Vernon back into the windup. Now the 1-2 pitch on its way. And that's a swing and a miss. See you later. 1 away. 1 out in the inning. 9 strikeouts now in the ball game by the left-hander Kirsten Verdon. As you see the student section out there in right field with the K's being put up. The number of strikeouts so far, and that's 9 if you count them across. As the first pitch is outside to Carrie Shipley, a senior third baseman, and the count goes to 1-0. I hope they have a few more Ks with them because the way she's going to be in double figures here in the very near future. Count 1-0 on Shipley. Next pitch on its way outside for a ball, and the count goes to 2-0 now on Shipley, who struck out her first time up. 9 strikeouts for the senior veteran left-hander in Kirsten Verdon. 1 out in the inning. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. No score between Coal City and Alton Marquette. Now Vernon back into the windup. The 2-0 pitch on its way, and that's going to be a little low for a ball, and the count goes to 3-0. 3-0 to count on the right-handed senior third baseman. And Carrie Shipley for Alton Marquette. Hate to put a jinx on Verdon, but she hasn't walked anybody as of yet since the first inning. And that next pitch is ball 4. She does walk her second batter in the ball game. She walked a number 2 hitter in the first inning in Stack on 4 pitches. And this time on 4 pitches, she walked Shipley. So she's on the first base with 1 out. And we're going to get a courtesy runner in the game now for Alton Marquette. And that will be Kelly Winkler. So Kelly Winkler comes into the ball game as a courtesy runner. So Winkler's over at first base. Winkler, a freshman, in the ball game now for Alton Marquette. So she's at first with 1 out. That'll bring up again Katie Hill, the senior first baseman. Hill, by the way, comes in hitting at 181 with 12 RBI to her credit. No score here in the bottom of the 5th between unbeaten Coal City and Alton Marquette. Now Hill looking to square around the butt, now pulls it back and takes it high for a ball. What she said, she's going to run around that time for a strike. And the count goes 0-1. Some of the fans of Alton Marquette didn't like that call. And Coal City fan says, yeah, that's right, she went around. The count goes 0-1 on Hill with, now the ball is bunted, now throw to first, now down the right field line. It goes off once again, or it's caught that time, I should say. Almost doubled off at first base. So again, the ball was caught in midair by the pitcher that time. And 2 outs in the inning. That ball almost went down the right field line. It could have been trouble, but it was backed up by Coal City. So 2 outs in the inning. Back at first base is Winkler. She was running on the play. That ball was bunted and caught that time by the pitcher. So 2 outs in the inning, and Mackenzie Youngblood, the sophomore right fielder, steps in. She struck out her first time up and swings and misses. The count goes 0-1. So once again, it could have been could have had a double play, but a costly play also at the same time when the ball ricocheted off the glove of the second baseman and failing that time for Coal City. Next pitch on its way, and it's going to be taken a little low for a ball, and the count goes even at 1-1 on Youngblood. So again, Winkler still at first base with 2 outs in the inning. No score here in the bottom of the 5th between Coal City and Alton Marquette. In a pitcher's duel here this evening. Now next pitch on its way, a little low for a ball. Count goes to 2-1. Earlier today, your winners were Cobden 10-2 over Alexis United, and Lebanon 22-2 over Serena in 5 innings in Class 1A softball. Championship game at noon tomorrow. Cobden and Lebanon. Third place game 9:30. Serena and United. Now the next pitch on its way, swing and a miss. And the count goes even at 2-2 now on Youngblood, the sophomore right fielder for Alton Marquette. Again, Winkler over at first base with 2 outs in the inning. The next pitch by the left-hander on its way. That's a foul ball, kind of a half swing, and off the bat that time of the right fielder and Mackenzie Youngblood. And going back to first base will be Winkler. So the count even at 2-2 on Youngblood with Kaylin Biley on deck. Now the next pitch by the lefty on its way. That's a little high for a ball, almost a strike, and the count goes full now, 3-2. Biley, number 9 hitter on the on-deck circle for Alton Marquette. 2 outs in the inning. Winkler, the courtesy runner at first base for Alton Marquette. No score here in the bottom of the 5th. Now the payoff pitch on its way. Got it. Swing and a miss that time. 10 strikeouts now for the left-hander, Kirsten Verdon, in the ball game for Coal City. In the inning, no runs on no hits. There are no errors and 1 left on base. So we have played 5 innings here in the semifinal matchup. As you see the Coal City girls in the dugout. No score here yet between Coal City and Alton Marquette. We'll be back as you're watching the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Top half of the 6th inning. Again, no score in our ball game here between Coal City, 38-0 on the season, taking on Alton Marquette. And again, the Explorers coming in at 29-5 for Coal City. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up. It'll feature Krista Watson and Kristen Arndt. And then coming up after that will be Lauren McGlasson. First pitch to Watson, taken for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0. Top of the 6th, no score. Coal City had the bases loaded in the 5th, and nobody on, didn't score. Silkworth, the freshman, back with it and fouled off back to the screen as Watson. Well, you would have thought the Lady Kohlers would have an opportunity to score that inning. They had 9 1-2 hitters coming up, but a strikeout, a ground out, and a strikeout, and the freshman Alexis Silkwood got out of the jam. Count 1-1 on Krista Watson. Silkwood with the 28-4 record coming in. Next pitch by the lefty on its way. And that's a little low for a ball, and the count goes to 2-1. You kind of wonder with the warm weather and humidity here, some of these pitchers may be getting a little tired. Coal City, though, of course, with Vernon, hadn't given up a hit as of yet. Now the 2-1 pitch, Silkwood brings it on home, and that's going to be outside for a ball, and the count goes to 3-1 now with Krista Watson, your batter. Hitting at .554 on the season. She has 78 RBI and 9 home runs so far this year. 78 RBI, that's tremendous in 38 games. Now the 3-1 pitch to Watson is on its way. That's a little pop up first base side. That's in the crowd of Coal City, and it bounces into the bleacher area a little bit. So the count goes full at 3-2. Watching this ball game, the fans can either sit in the bleachers, bring you lawn chairs. You can sit around the area, on the outfield area, which a lot of the bleachers are also out there too watching. Now the 3-2 pitch, and that is ball 4, and a leadoff walk now for Coal City here in the 6th inning. So Watson goes to first base, and that'll bring up now the number 4 hitter, Kristen Arndt, who has struck out and singled. She is 1 out of 2 here tonight. Arndt, a senior first baseman, steps to the batter's box. At first base, Watson, nobody out. Let's see if they're going to have Arndt bunt here, the number 4 hitter. First pitch on its way, swinging away, pops it up. First baseman, foul territory, calling for it, and Hill makes the catch one away. So 1 out in the inning. No bunt attempt there, and Lauren McGlasson, the sophomore shortstop, will step in. She has popped up twice to the right side of the infield, once to the second baseman Dunn, the other time to Hill, the first baseman. Watson at first, 1 out now in the inning. Top of the 6th, no score with Cole City and Alton Marquette. Now the first pitch on its way, and that's a swing and a miss, and a count 0-1 now on McGlasson. Molly Manetta is on deck. Cole City trying to get on the board here. No score. Now the next pitch on its way, and there goes the runner down to second. Here's the throw. She's going to be in there safely with a stolen base. So a stolen base for Watson to get into scoring position. And the count is now 1-1 as that pitch was taken for a ball by McGlasson for Cole City. So down at second base is Watson. As you can see, it's a very muggy night here with the dirt stain on the uniforms with the perspiration for the kids. So again, down at second with that head first slide was Watson, holding on to second base once he slid around that area. So the count 1-1 on McGlasson. Base hit here, Cole City could get a run. Next pitch is high for a ball. The count goes to 2-1. Outfield not playing very deep right now for Alton Marquette. Down at second base is Krista Watson. Al Silkwood back in the windup, and the pitch off speed. A beauty that time, a strike that time, and that is strike 3 call against McGlasson for the second out in the inning. Off speed pitch, and she got caught looking that time. 2 outs on the 1-2 pitch, and that'll leave it up now to Molly Manetta to try to keep this inning going. Manetta is 0 for 1, got hit by a pitch and flew out to center. Now the first pitch on its way. There's a foul ball to the right side out of play. She did hit one of the furthest balls that Cole City has had here tonight, but a nice running catch by the center fielder, Kaylin Biley. Made the catch near the warning track. Big gap between center and in left. Left center is a big gap right now between the left fielder and center fielder, thinking that, again, Manetta will once again not pull the ball. Now she's behind in the count at 0-2. So the defense is set up for her to get the ball in the center to right center area. There you see that gap out there right now. If she hits it out there, it's no man's land. Now the 0-2 pitch. A little bit outside, but the key is she's got to hit the ball. 1-2 to count with 2 outs, and down at second is Watson. No score here as we go to the top half again of the 6th inning with Cole City up at the plate. The freshman Silkwood trying to get out of a jam here. Now the 1-2 pitch on its way, high for a ball, and the count goes even at 2-2. On deck is Rachel Burrows, the junior center fielder for Cole City. All these Kohlers have very strong averages coming in, so everybody's a threat up there at home plate. With a 38-0 record, they know everybody can hit. 2-2 count on Manetta. Next pitch on its way. That's a call, strike 3 on the inside corner. She's caught looking too. Last 2 batters caught looking. 5 strikeouts now for Silkwood in the ball game. So a wasted leadoff walk by Cole City here in the top of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning and still scoreless between Cole City and Alton Marquette as you're watching the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Bottom of the 6th inning and still no score here in the first semifinal game in Class 2A softball here in Illinois between Cole City and Alton Marquette. And looking for the Explorers here in the bottom of the 6th inning, number 9 hitter Kaylin Biley, followed by the top of the order Alexis Silkwood and then Amia Stack. And they're still looking for their first hit. Alton Marquette against left-hander Verdon. For Cole City, first pitch is a little bit low and a call strike on the knees though that time. The count goes 0-1 on Biley. She struck out her first time up. All indications right now we may be playing some extra innings here. Now the next pitch on its way, and that's going to be a call strike. That ball faded away from her that time, and a count 0-2 now on Biley. Cole City, the last 2 innings have opportunities to score, but just haven't come up with a big hit. 0-2 count on Biley. But give credit to Silkwood and the defense of Alton Marquette, especially when they had the bases loaded, nobody out in the 5th. Count 0-2 on Biley. Again, 10 strikeouts, credited by Kirsten Verdon, and again, she has yet to give up a hit for Cole City. Now the 0-2 pitch to Biley on its way, and that is going to be strike 3 called in the inside corner, 1 out in the inning. And that's 11 strikeouts now for Vernon in the ball game. When you look at the last 3 1/3 innings, it's been strikeouts. The last 10 outs have been strikeouts here for the senior left-hander for Cole City. 1 out, and Silkwood steps into the batter's box and takes the first pitch a little low for a ball in the count 1-0. Since the 3rd inning, it's been 1-2-3 in the 3rd, 1-2-3 in the 4th, 4 batters batted in the 5th. And here in the 6th is the second hitter coming up, and Silkwood takes it inside. The count goes to 2-0. But all the outs have been strikeouts since the 3rd inning, other than a pop-up by Katie Hill to the pitcher Silkwood back in the 5th. Outstanding performance once again by Verdon. Next pitch on its way, and that's a little high for a ball. Nope, going to be a strike. Strike that time. Silkwood thinking it was a little high, and the count goes to 2-1, but letter high, chest high, they say. So now the 2-1 pitch is on its way. There's a line drive, base hit into center field. There goes the no-hitter, and Silkwood's on at first base with a single. That's the first hit of the ball game. So Silkwood singles to center field with 1 out here for Alton Marquette, as the freshman pitcher now is on base with 1 out, and that brings up Mia Stack, the number 2 hitter in the lineup. Sophomore shortstop who has walked and struck out. Stack coming into this ball game hitting at 297, no home runs and 28 RBI. Verdon now into the windup. The first pitch is going to be bunted in the air. Caught that time, and that's 2 away. As Arndt, the first baseman, makes the catch. So Stack put it up in the air, couldn't get the bunt down, bunted in the air, and the 2 outs in the inning. And that'll leave it up now to Trish Militello to try to get that hit, and maybe it gets it in the gap, but would score the runner at first base and Silkwood. Let's see if Silkwood maybe tries to steal here. So 2 outs in the inning. First pitch is a little low for a ball, and the count 1-0. So once again, your batter, the catcher once again for Alton Marquette. Next pitch on its way. There's a little pop-up. The second baseman calling for it, and making a catch is failing that time. And once again, Militello pops up in the infield. And again, Alton Marquette threatens but does not score here in the 6th inning. So once again, no runs on 1 hit. There are no errors and 1 left on base. So at the end of 6 innings of play, you can see it on the bottom of the scoreboard here and also on our screen. It is no score between Coal City and Alton Marquette. As you're listening to the semifinals in the girls Class 2A state softball tournament, watching it right here on the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Well, those are some good seats out there in center field. A little thunder in the background also. So we are continuing to play here at East Peoria. Again, this used to be a gravel pit, they say, this year before they turned it into an outstanding baseball and softball complex, a little swimming pool area and slide out there at the same time at East Side Center here in East Peoria. So we go to the top of the 7th inning, no score. Threatening weather around the area, but they're not going to stop play as of yet. Rachel Burrows, the junior center fielder, steps in for Coal City, 7th hitter in the lineup. Alexis Silkwood has gone the distance so far. First pitch for the freshman left-hander, and a swing and a miss. The count goes to 0-1. Again, no score in the top of the 7th. Game 1. Game 2 features Morrison and Johnston City. Count 0-1 on Burrows with Giordano on deck. Next pitch is a call strike, and the count goes to 0-2. Coal City's had opportunities. Bases loaded in the 5th. Nobody out, didn't score. Runner down at 2nd, 1 out. 6th inning, didn't score. Count now 0-2 on Burrows. Next pitch on its way by Silkwood. A little low for a ball. And the count goes to 1-2. And looking at some other scores of state tournament action going on today around Illinois. And again, the count 1-2 on Burrows. Leading off here in the 7th inning for Coal City with a no-score game with Alton Marquette. Next pitch on its way. A little pop-up in the infield. Right back to the pitcher, and Silkwood makes the catch, 1 away. So 1 out in the inning. In the Class 2A Girls State Soccer Tournament in Naperville, St. Viator defeated Wheaton Academy 3-0, and Belleville outflopped over Peoria Notre Dame 5-0. And the Class 1A State Baseball Tournament in Joliet, Goreville over Downs Tri-Valley 4-3. Lebanon and Westminster out of Elgin were still in a rain delay. I think it was 9-8. That score was, I think, in the 6th or 7th inning in Joliet. Last we heard, it was still raining there in Joliet, inclement weather. Now the first pitch to Giordano on its way, a little inside for a ball. Giordano, the freshman right fielder, is 1 for 2, single back in the 5th inning. Total of 5 hits for Coal City, 1 hit for Alton Marquette. That was the last inning by Silkwood in the center field. Now she's back into the windup. The 1-0 pitch on its way, and that's going to be right on the inside corner for a call strike, and the count even at 1-1 on Giordano. Hannah Barisi, number 9 hitter on deck for Coal City. We're in the top of the 7th. No score here between Alton, Marquette, and Coal City. Coal City came in at 38-0. Now the 1-1 pitch on its way. Kind of a half swing that time, and that's checking with the plate umpire. Now they go down at the first base umpire. I think it's a strike. Let's see. Nope, they're going to say she held up. And the count goes to 2-1. So 2-1 to count. She had a good check swing that time up there. So again, Barisi, make that Giordano, the freshman right fielder, in there at the box. Next pitch on its way. Takes it inside for a ball. And now the count goes to 3-1. 1 out in the inning. Nobody on for Coal City. Top of the 7th. We're tied. No score. 0-0 between the Lady Kohlers and Alton Marquette. The Explorers on defense right now. The count 3-1 to the number 8 hitter for Coal City. Now the pitch on its way. There's a ground ball. First baseman right on the bag. Stepping out is Katie Hill, and that's 2 away. So 1 hopper to Hill that time. The first baseman steps on the bag. That's 2 outs. That'll leave it up now to the designated player in Hannah Barisi to try to keep this inning alive. She is singled and struck out. She is 1 for 2. So Barisi steps in. Top of the order would come up for Alton or for Coal City if they can get Barisi on, or if they go extra innings, they'll bat in the 8th inning. Barisi steps into the box. Silkwood into the windup. First pitch on its way. High and inside, a little chin music that time. Gets out of the way of it, and the count goes to 1-0. We're in the top of the 7th. You can see it up in the left side, upper portion of your screen. No score between Coal City and Alton Marquette. As we're in East Peoria this evening. Next pitch on its way. High for a ball, and the count goes to 2-0. Well, maybe Coal City, for their fans, could get a 2-out rally going here. Good crowd for behind the dugout area for both of these two teams watching this one. Now the 2-0 pitch to Barisi on its way, and takes a little low for a ball. That goes to 3-0 with the top of the order, Brianna Phelan on deck. Phelan is 1 for 3 on the, now getting into the evening hour almost, getting close to the top of the hour at 6 o'clock. Things look like it's clearing up a little bit behind us. That's a good sign. Now the 3-0 pitch by Silkwood is on its way, and that's right down the middle for a strike as she went very slowly that time and threw it right down the middle of home plate. Barisi taking all the way, and the count goes to 3-1. 2 outs, nobody on for Coal City. Top of the 7th. No score here between the Lady Kohlers and Alton Marquette. Silkwood, next pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, and the count goes full now at 3-2. So once again, 3-2 to count. Barisi now back in the box, trying to get on base with a 2-out rally for Coal City. The payoff pitch on its way, and that's a little low for ball 4, and she's on. So a 2-out walk. Silkwood just missed a little low that time. So that'll bring up now Brianna Phelan, the second baseman. Phelan has singled, popped up to the second baseman, and hit into fielder's choice. She's 1 out of 3. She's a slash hitter. She got that base hit into left field the first time up. First pitch by Silkwood on its way. That's a swing and a little blooper into short left field. That's going to fall for a base hit by the left fielder. This could bring in the first run. Barisi rounds third base. They're going to wave her home. Here comes a throwback in the infield, and she's going to score the first run of the game. There goes the runner, caught between second and third, now sliding back in as a base hit that time by Phelan. Phelan with a double. As coming in to try to make the diving catch that time was the left fielder, McAfee, and it got by her. And that brought in the first run of the ball game. An RBI double once again by Phelan. And Coal City with a 1-0 lead. Well, you take your chances when you try to make a diving catch, and it went against a defender that time for Alton Marquette, the left fielder. And McAfee, she went for the diving catch, couldn't get it, and it bounced by her. And that brought, again, Barisi all the way around from first base to score to make it a 1-0 lead by Coal City. And that'll bring up now Kirsten Vernon. So now Alton Marquette needs to score a run in the bottom half of the 7th, at least 1 to tie it. But again, Coal City may not be done here with 2 outs, a 2-out rally. Now the pitch is swung, and that's going to the left field deep. That's going to get in the gap, and that's going to be an extra base hit. Another run will score, and Verdon will stop right there at second base with a double. Back-to-back doubles. And Coal City has broken things open a little bit here in the 7th inning to lead it now by the score 2-0. First pitch, they hit it in the gap, and as I mentioned a number of times tonight, there's a big opening there between left field and center field. That's exactly where Verdon hit it. and now it's a 2-0 lead. Now time has been called. They're going to try to settle down a little bit the infielders and also the pitcher out there, Alexis Silkwood, as they're calming things down a little bit right now with 2 runs coming in for Coal City here in the 7th inning. They lead it 2-0. A 2-out rally, a walk by the number 9 hitter, Barisi, then the top of the order with back-to-back doubles by Phelan and Vernon, and that has got, once again, Coal City with a 2-0 lead. And the way Vernon has been pitching, that may be enough, as they've only got 1 hit against her. That was last inning by Silkwood. That brings up now the number 3 hitter, Krista Watson, senior catcher, stepping into the batter's box now for Coal City. She is 0 for 2 here tonight. First pitch on its way. Little blooper over to left field and down the line. A foul ball. Barely fouled. Barely fouled. That would have scored the 3rd run. That barely got on the grass behind third base, but hit about a foot to the left of the line. And that is a foul ball, and a count 0-1. That could have, as he said, put the nail in the coffin maybe with that 3rd run coming in, because, of course, the runner in Vernon was running on the play. She would have scored easy. So once again, the count is 0-1 on Watson. Next pitch on its way, and that's going to be off the glove of the catcher. And again, the second or third base is Verdon. So Verdon takes third on the pass ball that time. Count even at 1-1. That popped right out of the glove of the catcher, Militello. And now down to third base is Watson. So with 2 outs, Coal City with a 2-0 lead here in the 7th. Silkwood now looks in, back into the windup. Now the 1-1 pitch. That's a line drive base into the right field, and that's going to be cut off in the gap. And now it's a 3-0 ball game. All after 2 are out. A walk, 2 doubles, and now a single, and that makes the score now 3-0. Oh, those walks come back to haunt you, and that's exactly what's happened now to Alton Marquette. You walk the number 9 hitter, and then the top of the order gets hot. A double, and a single, and all of a sudden it's a 3-0 Coal City lead. Kristen Arndt, first baseman, steps in. First pitch to the right-hander, low. There goes the runner down to second. Not in close. It's sliding in safely with a stolen base is Watson that time. That's her 2nd stolen base of the night. And the count goes to 1-0 on Arndt. Looking now at Alton Marquette in the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 hitters facing Verdon with a 3-0 advantage. 8 hits now for Coal City. Next pitch, and that's going to be a little bit inside for a ball. And the count goes to 2-0. Again, it'll be about a 35 to 40-minute break between games here with the final semifinal matchup in Class 2A between Morrison and Johnston City. Right here as you're watching the IHSA TV from East Peoria. Now the 2-0 pitch to Arndt is on its way by Silkwood. That is swung on and chopped foul near home plate. Again, don't forget tomorrow we'll have complete coverage in the Class 1A beginning at 9:30. And then back here with the 2A finishing up at 4:30 as we'll crown 2 champions in softball in Illinois here tomorrow. Count 2-1 on Arndt. Silkwood back into the windup and a pitch on its way. There's a little ground ball deep short, fielded by Stack. Will make the long throw, no play at all. Now throws to first base, not in time, and a run scores. She threw the ball. Why? I have no idea. There's no way they were going to get Arndt that time. That will be a single, but then the runner took off and the ball went to third base, and Watson scores, and that is the 4th run of the inning. So once again, no RBI given to Arndt. That's an infield single. That's the 9th hit of the ball game, and now it is a 4-0 game. Why Stack threw the ball to first base? He had no play to get, once again, the runner in Arndt. She was already close to first base when she double pumped in the hole, and all of a sudden, Coal City is hitting with a 4 spot here in the top of the 7th, and they lead it here 4-0. When play resumes, Lauren McGlasson will step to the batter's box, the number 5 hitter in the lineup for the Lady Kohlers. Out of the dugout, Don Weedman, 16 years as head coach at Alton Marquette, trying to settle down his young pitcher. As you see some of the Coal City fans standing and enjoying this 4th inning, or enjoying this 4-run 7th inning, that is, as they lead it 4-0 on their way to the championship game. They were here last year for the first time and finished in 3rd place with an outstanding record of 33-3. They lost to Stanford Olympia 2-0 in the semis, but not tonight. They're up 4-0. Next pitch is high for a ball, and the count goes to 1-0 on McGlasson with Molly Anyeta on deck. 4 runs in the inning for Coal City as they lead it 4-0 against Alton Marquette and the freshman left-hander Alexis Silkwood. Next pitch by Silkwood, that's fouled off out of play by McGlasson, and the count goes even at 1-1. 4 runs in the inning on a total of 4 hits, and this is all after 2 outs. First batter Burrows popped up to the pitcher Silkwood, then a pop a little ground ball to the first baseman in Hill. And the next pitch on its way, and that's a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 1-2. We thought, well, we're going to finish out this inning. A key walk to the number 9 hitter, Parisi. Then the hit parade started. A double by Phelan, knocked in 1 run. A double by Verdon, knocked in another. A single by Watson, knocked in a 3rd. And then a infield single by Arndt, knocked in a 4th. As a ground ball swoop was hand through the middle for another base hit. That went through the legs of Silkwood, the pitcher, then also past a diving shortstop. As they say, that is a seeing eye base hit as it gets into center field that time. Stopping at second base is Arndt, and that again is the 5th consecutive hit now by Coal City, giving them 10 in the ball game. 2 doubles and 3 singles, and that brings up Molly Manietta. Manietta steps in, the 9th hitter to come to the plate here in the 7th. And again, it is a 4-0 ball game. First pitch on its way by Silkwood. Swing and a miss, and the count goes 0-1 on Manietta. Manietta is 0 for 2. She got hit by a pitch in the 5th. Has flown out to center and struck out. So once again, an inning that Alton Marquette just wants to forget here. Now Silkwood back into the windup in the pitch. A little high for a ball, and the count goes even at 1-1. Rachel Burrows is on deck. Burrows started this inning off when she popped up to the pitcher. But things have gone awry after 2 outs. This is all after 2 outs here, folks. Now the 1-1 pitch on its way. That's swung on and missed. And the count goes to 1-2. At second base is Arndt. McGlasson's at first base. 4 runs in here in the 7th, and Coal City leads it 4-0 after a scoreless ball game through 6. 1-2 to count. Silkwood back into the windup, and the pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. And that retires the side. But again, Coal City bats around here in the 7th inning. For Silkwood, that's her 6th strikeout. But in the inning, it is a costly inning for Alton Marquette as they give up 4 runs on a total of 5 hits. There were, again, no errors in the inning and a total of 2 left on base. So we go in the bottom of the 7th inning. If you're watching this one, an Alton Marquette fan, you need a rally. It is Coal City 4 and Alton Marquette nothing. As you're watching IHSA TV softball from East Peoria. Well, we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. On radar, it looks like the storm's heading our way, but looking behind me, it looks kind of bright. That's the way the weather's once again coming in, but it looks better than it does on radar. Bottom of the 7th inning, Alton Marquette and Kate Dunn will lead it off. They trail 4-0. First pitch into the dirt for a ball. And the count goes to 1-0. It'll be Dunn, McAfee, and Shipley here for Alton Marquette. They need runners. They trail 4-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Next pitch by Kirsten Vernon is a strike, and the count 1-1, and she has been outstanding here. 11 strikeouts. She's working on a 1-hit shutout right now against Alton Marquette. Now the 1-1 pitch by Vernon is a little high for a ball, and the count goes to 2-1. 4-0. Coal City batted around in the top half of this inning where they got 4 runs. All after 2 are out when the rally started. Now the 2-1 pitch on its way high for a ball. And the count goes to 3-1 now. And Kate Dunn, the sophomore second baseman, 0 for 2 here tonight. She has struck out twice. 11 strikeouts so far for the senior left-hander in Verdon. Now the 3-1 pitch on its way. A little pop up first base side and off to screen as the count goes full now, 3-2. Again, Coal City trying to get in the championship game for the first time ever. These teams only making their 2nd appearance at state tournament action in softball in their programs. Now the payoff pitch on its way. Ground ball hit to the second baseman. It is fielded. Now the toss to first, one away as Phelan flips it to Arndt. That's 1 out in the inning. And Coal City is 2 outs away from going to the championship, where last year they were playing for 3rd place. That brings up Bailey McAfee, the freshman left fielder, who has struck out and popped up to the 3rd baseman. She is 0 for 2. First pitch on its way, and that's going to be a strike on the outside corner. She has that ball with a left hand and moves away from the right-handed hitter, and that ball is really moving away here this evening, going from the middle of the plate to the outside portion of the corner. Now the next pitch on its way, swing and a miss. Same type of pitch, going away that time as you see it right behind home plate with our great coverage crew here on the camera. And again, the count 0-2 on McAfee. You can see it right coming in to your screen. Watch this ball move away now. The count is 0-2. There it goes. See you later. Swing and a miss. And that's the 2nd out. She used a rise pitch that time to get the strikeout. 12 strikeouts in the ball game for the senior, Kirsten Vernon. And you can see the K's out in right field. They're running out of them, it looks like right now. 12 strikeouts in the ball game. Last chance for Alton Marquette. Carrie Shipley steps in. First pitch, strike on the outside corner. And the count goes to, once again, 0-1 on Shipley. Back in the windup. Next pitch on a swing, swing and a miss. And the count goes to 0-2. And once again, they are one strike away from going to the state championship game tomorrow evening. Verdon's next pitch to 0-2 on its way. See you later. Coal City's in the championship game as she strikes out the final two hitters, and 13 strikeouts for the senior left-hander, Kirsten Vernon, and Coal City has a chance to win a state championship in girls softball coming up tomorrow evening. So an outstanding pitching performance by Kirsten Vernon in the ball game, shutting out Alton Marquette on only one hit. One hit they had in the ball game, and again, it was an outstanding pitching performance by the senior once again for Coal City. And recapping the scoring in this ball game, Coal City with 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and they left 8 on base. Your winning pitcher again was the senior in Kirsten Verdon. She goes to a record now of 39-0 on the season, exactly what Coal City has as a team. So again, she is 39-0 on the year. For Alton Marquette, they dropped to 29-6. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left on base. Tough loss for the freshman and Alexis Silkwood as she drops to a record of 28-5 on the season. It all came down to the final inning, where again, Coal City, after 2 are out, got a key walk to the number 9 hitter, Hannah Barisi. Got a walk to get things rolling. And then she was doubled in by the leadoff hitter, Brianna Phelan. That made it 1-0. Then another double by Kirsten Verdon made it 2-0. Then a single by Krista Watson made it 3-0. And Kristen Arndt beat out a base hit in the infield, and able to score when the ball was thrown to first base was Watson to make it 4-0. They got another base hit in that inning. They got 5 overall, and that was the difference in the ball game. Coal City wins it by the score of 4-0. So again, Coal City with a record of 39-0 will play in the championship game tomorrow night in Class 2A softball. Their opponent will be either Morrison, 19-12, taking on Johnston City at 34-3 on the season. That game coming up in about top of the hour at 7 o'clock here. So again, that's when we'll once again bring you complete coverage here from East Peoria on the IHSA TV as you're watching the entire semifinals, and then of course tomorrow with third place and championship games in Class 1A and 2A. So 3 games are in the book so far here in East Peoria. Again, recapping earlier today, Cobden a winner over Alexis United 10-2, and Lebanon in 5 innings over Serena 22-2. And game number 1 again in the books here at East Peoria at the Fine facility at Eastside Center, where it was Coal City now 39-0 with a 4-0 win over Alton Marquette. Again, we'll have complete coverage of the final semifinal game in Class 2A softball for girls action here in Illinois coming up at the starting of around 7 o'clock, again with the first pitch. Again, the final score in game 1 of the semifinals in Class 2A, it was Coal City 4 and Alton Marquette 0. Again, you're watching IHSA TV from East Peoria.